I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try recording separately, and I'll upload it to YouTube afterwards. If it doesn't wanna do the thing now, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Right.
So not live, just tape delay.
Well, yeah. If it's not loading, then I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Da-da-da. All right.
Constance says it's up.
Oh, okay. All right. Then it's fine. Cool. All right. Where was I? Yeah. All right. So overnight in at the guild hall, you are awoken on numerous occasions by things banging against the window or like creaking in the halls and stuff. It sounds pretty rough out there. The cat yowling in the street, all that kind of stuff. You feel pretty secure. Um, the guild hall is an old building. It's a stone building, and um, it's pretty solid. But it is a unsettled night regardless. Alaeron doesn't sleep really at all, with kind of things going through his mind. Half remembered memories of Morven, stories of Morven as a young man experimenting on the cats that he caught in the streets, um, and the horrific things that he would be rumored to do to the dogs that he would catch. Um, in the morning, things seems to be a lot clearer. It's still grey, but the wind has died down. Um, there's a lot of snow in the streets, but people are out and about. Um, not much. It's still very cold, but they're sort of shoveling snow out into lumps on the side of the road, and all the shops are kind of shut, really. But it seems like civilization is returning to the city. Brightstaff is certainly keen to get as many of the layabout guild members out of the guild hall as he can manage, um, calling them all kinds of colours of names, and calling their parentage into question, in order to get them moving and out and about and earning money.
Let's
Breakfast.
go finish.
No, I was going to say
Sorry,
breakfast
go ahead.
is a pretty solemn affair. Porridge is basically all that's laid on. So
I say we go finish this one quest. Let's go see Nari return his sword that we got, and then maybe we can see with him about supplies we might need.
That sounds good.
We're going to stick around.
I mean, I could use the workshop here if they have one to see if I can make some things.
We can use like the rest of the day to shop and
yep,
create and
that's
prep.
fine. I'm happy for you to just fill your supplies back up. Just take the kind of right amount of gold out of your supplies. That's fine. Alaeron, what do you want to make?
I'm hoping to make some cure light wounds potions because I have the brew potion feat.
Okay. Do you need to roll for those?
I can roll for them if you like.
No,
It
that's
says I
fine.
have a okay.
It's fine. Like if there's not a mechanic for failure, then just take the right amount of gold or supplies out of your stash in order to make. Are you limited on time though? Like how many can you make in a day?
Let me check brew potion really quick.
You guys used almost all of your potions, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you may wish to
I think
restock.
Click has one.
Oh, you got a
It
wand
just
though.
says I can I can
Really?
brew any formula that I know up to 3rd level
Interesting.
using my alchemist level as my caster level.
Alright. And how many times a day can you do that? It doesn't say.
Doesn't say no.
Yeah. Let me look it up.
It only limits me based on the level of the formula.
Okay. I'm seriously doubting that you have unlimited potion creation.
Let me open the actual feat itself.
Prerequisite cast at level 3rd.
But as an alchemist,
Yeah, I was gonna say brewing a potion.
ignore the prerequisite.
Brewing a potion takes 2 hours. If its base price is 250 or less. Otherwise, brewing a potion takes 1 day for each 1,000 in its base price.
Yep, I see it.
So you stay here and we'll return them.
Okay. Brija, if I give you, do you pick something up for me if you decide to do any shopping while you're out?
Yes, what do you need?
Would you pick me a rapier, please?
You.
Thank you. I'll mark off the 200 gold.
Alright. Cool. Anybody else want to buy anything that is unusual or needs negotiation of any kind?
I don't know unusual, but my crossbow is going to burn in a fire, and I'm going to replace it with something.
That's fine. Just replace it with anything that's about the same value. That's no worries.
Okay.
Alaeron, cure light wounds is 50 gold. So however many combinations of 2 hours, or how many iterations of 2 hours you think you can get out of this, is how many potions you can make. Does that make sense? Like if they're gone for 6 hours, you can
Yeah.
make 3.
Okay. Assuming that they would probably be gone for like a good 4 hours, maybe?
I'm going to say a day shopping is 6 hours. Everywhere has to be walked on foot.
Okay.
There's no public transport, so they don't have horses.
Okay.
So you can have 3 potions. It's fine. As you leave, the rest of you heading out to see Nori, Bright Staff comes bouncing up to you, and you're back. You're back. Did you manage to find whatever it was that you went out to look for?
Yep, we got it. We're returning it to its rightful owner right now.
He waves a scroll at you and kind of presses it into your hand. He says, "Get him to sign that then." And you kind of unroll it, and it's kind of like it's a recommendation. It's basically a feedback form, but in kind of scroll format. He says you need to get, if you fulfill a quest, you need to get somebody to sign that. Means that we can get our numbers right. We can balance our books basically. So kind of presses that into your hands and ushers you out the door. Grabbing Torriman, who is on his way to follow Alaeron into the workshop, and kind of hauls him off to one side, making grand gestures about the banners and paraphernalia that's around the guild hall. You catch kind of the gist of what he's saying is he's wandering off, hoping to make this a quest for the guild rather than for himself, clearly wanting to profit from anything that might be negotiated here. But you head out into the streets and off towards Inari, who isn't very far from the guild hall, but being that you're both in the same merchant's quarters. And he's at his shop. Shop isn't open, but the kind of curtains are drawn over the front of the shop, and he's kind of unnailing the boarding out of the window and trying to shake free some of the stuff that's kind of dumped itself onto the snow as part of the storm.
I push Ren forward so he can do the talking.
Oh, poor Ren.
Shove.
He notices Ren stood there and he's like, "Hello, we're closed."
I recognize that you're closed, but top of the morning to ya. Here is our crew, and we return the ghoul cutter to you.
He's like, his jaw hangs open for a second as he looks at the sword in your hand and looks back up at you and looks back at the sword at your hand and just kind of goes, "Good God, you actually managed to find... I didn't think I'd ever see that piece of crap again. But, okay, well done."
Piece of crap?
Well done. He kind of gingerly takes the thing from your hands and kind of hangs it back up on a hook. It's immediately lost in all the other rubbish that's hung up in the corners of his shop. You highly doubt it'll be touched again in probably about a decade. And he kind of shuffles about under the desk. He says, 100 gold, was it? 100 gold.
I thought it was 500 gold.
He takes a look at you.
I believe it was 500.
He looks at all of you. Roll intimidation. Nice. Yeah, he kind of begrudgingly kind of pulls out sort of a smaller pouch out of the bigger kind of shop treasury and sits it on the desk. Alright, fine, 500 gold. Here you go. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Today's your lucky day because I think we may be getting some supplies from you.
I thought I said it was closed.
Well,
I'm
if we
gonna
don't
roll
want our
intimidation
money, we can
again.
go someplace else.
You can roll intimidation again if you want, that's fine.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's like, "No, I'm closed. I can't be asked with this. Get out. Out." And kind of and he grabs an umbrella from a stand of like 50 umbrellas and like opens it and shoves you out towards the front door.
The scroll. Rin, the scroll. Get him to...
Oh, you need to sign the scroll.
He makes like the most exaggerated eye-rolling sigh, and kind of gestures for you to turn around, and then leans the scroll on your back and like scribbles a really kind of half-assed signature on the bottom of it.
Thanks.
Yeah, whatever.
Who's Nobby? Oh, Nari.
No,
Signed it wrong.
no, he signed the bit he needs to sign. It's fine.
Okay. I could have forged it, but I'm divine, or I'm good. So. Is there another shop we go? Is there another shop we go to go shopping?
Yeah, we need an armory because I need to get the rapier for Alaeron.
And a flirtatious shop as well.
Oh God, yeah, I remember him.
Was
Okay.
that Nari?
No, that was the kid who wanted to get off with the girl that was in there looking for fashionable ski gear.
Yeah, that was the clothing guy.
Yes, he was slightly obsessed with me and wouldn't stop.
Well, I mean, come on, look at you.
Anybody want to go back there?
I think we've got the clothing that we need. I don't think we need to see his shop.
Okay.
There are like one of 100 like armories and stuff along this street. Only 3 or 4 of them are open, but it isn't hard for you to find a rapier at all. What does Eslin want to replace her thing with?
As I'm looking at right now, I may replace it just with a heavy crossbow for the guy, so I'll have proficiency in that for
Sure.
the moment.
Those
And
are,
it's
those
not
are
too much
easy to
more.
find as well. That's fine. You can just replace that. That's not a problem. He'll probably do part exchange for you too. So just take out like half gold that you would normally need to pay for that, and take out the other weapon from your inventory. That's fine. Not a problem. Anything else that you would like to stock up on before you leave?
I got a fishing net and a fishing kit.
You got a fishing net and you're going to the desert.
Yeah, but we
We're
have
gonna be
in the
2
water.
boats.
Oh, that's right. You have to sail there. I remember what I said. That's fine. Yeah, cool. All right. So, fishing net and yeah, that's cool. Ignore me.
I added it already.
Oh, okay then. Anything else? Any other potions? Any other what's its?
Yep.
Mm.
I want to get some cure light wounds potions just so we have extra on hand.
Okay, well those are
Like
50
2
gold.
for me.
So just replace those are 50 gold each, so just replace the right amount of gold.
Okay. I'll use the money I just got from Ari.
Okay, that's cool.
I
Oh,
would
if
like
you
to
want to split
see
that
if
up
I can
equally
brew
then.
any extra things.
Alright, what do you want to brew?
Just some basic chemical weapons like alchemist fire or some acid flasks.
You are limited by your bandolier, remember? So 6.
I what?
You have your bandolier,
Yeah,
so you're limited by how many
it's
spaces.
totally empty.
That's fine. You
I
can fill it with what you
used
want
everything.
to. Fill it with what you want, but you have 6 items, 6 slots.
Okay, I'll make sure I get the gold list up.
That's fine. And remember that you can still make stuff in the field. It's just that those ones are the ones that aren't subject to failure.
But the failing ones are the entertaining.
I think less so when he's throwing them.
Yes.
Which he hasn't tried yet. So we'll see how that goes. Cool. All right then. Yeah, coming back to the guild hall. It's kind of dark by the time you get back. The barracks that you're staying in the guild hall, are not that far from the workshop that Alaeron is working in, so it's quite easy to find him. Tarmin is kind of watching him work, and giving him. Can you have what? What is it? Portable alchemist
It's a
lab.
portable
That
table.
sounds expensive.
It is 75 gold.
75 gold? Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, alright. Sure. 1 circumstance bonus on craft alchemy checks. Alright, fine. You can have that.
Woo!
Where was I? Yeah, 10 minutes kind of watching him work. Bright Staff accosts you for the scroll the second you get in. Like, he's clearly starved for something to do at the moment. Yeah, he's happy to see you. I think he's keen to indoctrinate you in as full guild members now. So he kind of gathers you into the guild hall together. There's a few other people there that he's jollied up on the way past, and are kind of sat around looking mildly interested. And Brightstaff kind of says a few solemn sounding words and gives you each a small iron brooch with the phoenix device on it. that marks you as full members of the guild. You now have access, unfettered access to the quartermaster, to the workshops that are here, to the all tiers of the quests that are available here. You can use, if there happens to be a Phoenix Guild chapter in a town that you visit, you can use the facilities there as well. You just need to show the badge.
Cool.
Bomb launcher? Oh my god, I'm going to shut this page. Don't need that. That's crazy. Alright. Okay. So, I mean, it's late evening now. The storm seems to have travelled completely overhead. It's now rumbling somewhere over the mountains. The town's still pretty much a mess, but at least it's not disgusting anymore. You have been inquiring about chartering a boat and where might be the best place to do that. And a couple of the guild members that have been here a while tell you that if you took the road directly south, you come to a small fishing port in which you can probably charter a boat cheaper than you might be able to elsewhere. But they do warn you that often the captains of those boats will take work in trade rather than money. So you essentially become a member of the crew until you land.
What kind of work?
Oh, like rigging work or like protection or that kind of thing. Like often skilled sailors are hard to come by. And by taking on extra bodyguards, if the ship is beset by pirates or by other nasties, then the sailors are not fighters, they're sailors, so you're essentially becoming a bodyguard for the boat until they reach port.
I can do that.
Let's do it.
Alright, so you would need to head you need to head to Chasewater, which is the fishing port on the coast, south of Amelbas.
Should we leave in the morning? Team?
That's
Yep,
fine.
I think so.
Okay.
When you wake in the morning, there is a small, nervous-looking page asking to see you, waiting in the guild hall. He explains that Ulrich has sent him, has heard that you are heading down to Chasewater, and bids you take a letter with you. It's sealed in the seal of the order of the Silver Star, and deliver it there to the chapter of the temple to Iamede that's in Chasewater.
That's all you, Ren. But yes.
I'll take the letter, and we'll meet Iomide and Chasewater as well. Are there shops in Chasewater? Just curious.
There is a few, but it is a fishing port above all else. If you want to get
only
anything,
wondering.
you might want to do it in Amelbas before you go.
I was only wondering on behalf of Click. I didn't know if he had gotten a chance. He's been busy with the warg, huh?
He has, yeah. There's a lot of training going on. It's relatively pointless at the moment, the training that he's attempting. I mean, your day is basically now filled with Click going, no, sit down. Why
great.
is this so hard for you? The warg, however, is just like, yeah, that's cool. Oh, this smells nice. So it's, I mean, it's quite funny. Click doesn't even really come up to this thing's head. So yeah, a lot of people are giving it a wide berth as they pass it in the street and in the corridors and stuff.
Just it makes me smile because I know one of us is going to have to take care of this animal while he goes shopping. So
I don't know if
bets
he
are
wants
off.
anything. Like, I'm happy to retcon anything that Insert wants to get for Click. It's fine.
Okay,
Like, we can just say he did his shopping today. And we can sort it
gotcha.
out later. Like, I don't know. There's all sorts of things he may want. A lead, maybe, for the walk. I'm not really sure.
Then I say we go to Chase Water.
Let's go.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so the trip to Chasewater, you have a number of options. Like, it is probably 5 days travel from here at a fast clip. If you were to charter horses for 20 gold each, you would drop that down to 2 days. Or you could try and find a cart going that way, and barter a ride that way.
What do you guys want to do?
Not horses.
I think the cart would be good. We just chill in the cart. I brought board game.
It's easy enough to find merchants that are going that direction. You offer your services as bodyguards to their shipment, and you find a merchant who is transporting silks ready to be shipped to Araghest. You barely find room on this cart. Like, it is stuffed to the gunnels with rolls and rolls and rolls of brightly coloured silks. The poor horse that's dragging this thing is just like, really? More weight as you all kind of climb onto this thing. The warg, I mean, Click spends a good 10-15 minutes trying to convince the warg to get into the cart. Like, it is not. It doesn't want to. It's scared of the wheel. It's like, walks around, sniffs the cart a little bit, pees on the wheel, sniffs the horse. The horse is not happy about that situation. Neither is the merchant. But there's no telling the warg to come back. Like, there's no kind of, come here, Spot, it's fine, come on, away from the horse. Like, everybody just kind of holds their breath and waits for the warg to finish doing what it wants to do. And eventually it just kind of trots back round the other side of the cart, and as it starts rolling, just kind of lopes after it, like at the same pace as the horse. Your travel is relatively quiet. It is very, very well travelled road. The merchant is a chatty fella, quite happy to talk about everything for a long time. In fact, it's very hard to get him to shut up. You manage overnight to get a room that's not shared by him. And yet you can still hear him talking to the unfortunate person that has ended up bunking with him in the next room. Like, it is a constant, the man loves his own voice kind of situation. In the morning, you haven't even really opened your eyes before he's talking at you again over your kind of bread and honey about his wife and his kids and how he's going to be rich and how he once nearly invented the crossbow, except that some guy thought of it first, and how he was going to have this massive company where he was going to ship crossbows to every nation of the world, and how he was completely robbed of that idea by some guy. And it goes on for hours and hours and hours.
Does anybody have an iPod?
At one point,
We
Rin,
need a bard.
you're moved to take Bree's sword and just kind of move it away from her slightly because of the white in her knuckles on the hilt of the sword. Um,
Shut
the
up, shut
only
up,
thing
shut
that
up.
you can figure out what the only way to fix the problem is to ask Click to tell him a story.
There we
Because
go.
at that point, the two of them are so desperate to talk and not listen to each other that they seem to end in this kind of black hole of conversation where they're both talking about completely different subjects. And neither of them have noticed. Like, I think Click's talking about methods of building tree houses, and the merchant is talking about like the history of the forestry commission in the Amalbas area. And neither of
Oh
them have
dear.
noticed that they're not talking about
Make
the
them
same
stop, make them stop, make them stop, make them stop, make them stop.
I'm just gonna open my formula book and try to figure out how to make more of that LSD juice.
Oh, the magic mushrooms, yes.
Yes, yes.
Turamin incidentally is like he's got this half smile on his face, like he's been putting up with this enough. Like he just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't really know any of you enough to complain about this situation, and yet he's clearly very uncomfortable. In fact, at one point he just kind of lays down as if for a nap in the back of the cart and just gently pulls one of the silk bolts over his head. So now you're treated to this massive mercenary with a small pink bundle around his head. You eventually reach Chasewater. It feels like you've been on the road about 3 weeks. Why have you got a croquet set?
I bought it.
Chasewater is a crappy little town. Crappy little town. It is set in the kind of scrubby, kind of wastelandy kind of grass that you get near a seafront that hasn't quite turned into sand yet. There's a lot of kind of reed and marshland around it. It's surrounded by a wooden balustrade fence, and it looks extremely depressing. There's a lot of men milling about in groups, kind of chewing tobacco and scowling at anybody that looks at them for too long. There are more taverns here per square footage than you've ever seen anywhere, and most of the town seems to be comprised of large grey wooden warehouses. However, there are numerous quays along the seafront, and you can see tall ships, you can see fishing trawlers, there are small yachts, there's a couple of big solid kind of liners out to sea that clearly can't come in this close to the quay itself, that smaller boats are ferrying to and from on with goods. Everywhere seems to be kind of buzzing with activity, even kind of given the sort of milling about nature of dock workers who are currently either unemployed or ungainfully employed. You leave your merchant friend at one of the warehouses, thankfully, and it's like blessed silence. However, Click turns around to say something at one point, and Tarmin just kind of almost picks him up, but just puts a hand over his mouth and just goes, No. Shh.
Thank you.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so there you go. There's your town. Have at it.
You should turn the lighter at the temple.
Yeah.
The temple at Ayamide is the only temple in the town that isn't dedicated to the god of the sea. It is on a small hill that is set back slightly from what appears to be the residential kind of district, and it's a bit like a Viking longhouse. Like it's a log cabin kind of deal, with torches outside and the symbol of IMED, the only steel thing kind of hanging above the entrance. You're met by a harried-looking priest who clearly looks like he has better things to do, and you hand over the letter, and he kind of opens it and reads it right there in front of you, which seems a little odd, but he's clearly got things to do. He kind of frowns and looks at Rin and says, "Do you witness this?" and turns the letter towards you, and you can see that Ulrich is kind of mentioning the miracle of the arm, and the story of how you brought the miracle back, and the priest looks like you've just told him that his daughter has 3 heads and is a cat.
Yes, we witnessed it. We were all together.
He calls over a small page and kind of and tells, like, hurriedly whispers something to him, and then the page kind of hurries off, and you can kind of see some activity off in a corner, and he says, "Well, I suppose we'll send a contingency up to the city then." And he points at Rin and he says, have you been indoctrinated into the order yet?"
The Order of the Ever-Burning Torch, yes.
He kind of he nods, and he says, "Alright, well, if IMAD has decided to touch you, you better not waste the gift." And he hands you a small blue vial, and he says, "Take this with you, and if you're going in the direction of Araghest, if you find yourself in the presence of anything unnatural, you'll know what to do." As you hold it, you feel the presence of your god in the vial. It's a vial of blessed water. It's not holy water. It is essentially a sanctuary potion. You've heard of them. You've never used one, but he's just given you a great gift. Do you know the spell sanctuary, or shall I explain that?
Maybe explain it.
Alright. So sanctuary is, let me just pull up the definition. Hang on.
A quick side question:
Mm-hmm.
Do we heal up?
Yeah. You've
when
had, like,
we
3
take a
days.
long rest?
Yeah. You've had it.
Okay.
You
thank
should
you.
all be on 100% health now. Okay. So sanctuary, what you do with the sanctuary potion is throw it on the ground, and it will create a circle of sanctuary around you. Any opponent attempting to directly attack the warded any friendly creature within the warded area, even with a targeted spell, must make a will save. If the save succeeds, the opponent can attack normally and is unaffected by the spell. If the save fails, the opponent cannot follow through with that attack, and they have the god's protection, basically. That part of its action is lost, and it cannot directly attack the warded creatures for the duration of the spell. Essentially giving you an anti-violence sanctuary, basically.
Nice.
Is it only available to me?
No, you can pass it on if you like. If you want to. It depends if you want to. I mean, essentially what he's just given you is a minor miracle in a jar. From your god.
Gotcha. I'd add it to my inventory.
Okay. He looks kindly. He just looks harried. He doesn't look like he disbelieves you. I think it's been a long week for him.
Well, what's going on? Let's talk about it.
He kind of gestures you all into kind of an area away from the main temple, and he sighs and sort of says, "Well, we are run ragged, attempting to police this town. As dock workers come and go, every fishing port has these problems, of course, but it would appear that there is a fairly solid supply of certain substances coming into the town, and we are at a loss. We cannot keep the town safe. Every night there are more and more drug-addled idiots starting fights in bars, and it is coming to blows, often fatally. I haven't slept in a week, probably."
Hmm.
He kind of waves off. He says, "It's not your problem. It's not your problem. But if you are heading towards the desert, then if you hear or find anything that might disrupt the supply of peaswort or any of its derivatives in this direction, if you can disrupt it, then it'll help us get back on our feet. This is ridiculous. Something is just supplying a constant stream of this disgusting substance to this town."
Yeah, if to me it sounds like, and this is just my consensus, guys, to me it sounds like the two towns fighting each other, that they've been fighting for a long time, are just ignoring the fact that this is crippling Chasewater. Your fish to fry, so to speak.
Oh God.
No. That wasn't a pun intentionally. I was just.
I step back so there's no long.
But the most important thing to me right now is the strength of our party and the strength of our group, and we are already indoctrinated on a mission, so we need to continue with that and supporting Alaeron in what's happening. Yes, we'll add that as maybe a secondary thing we can keep our eye peeled for. Actually ask as well, and this is just kind of an awareness thing, are there potentially people that are running the boat that could be providing the import export of supplies and or money as a result of this?
The old priest kind of scratches his beard and nods. It's certainly possible, but I mean, 60, 70 boats come through here any one day. I mean, how do you... I've got 20 paladins. How do I stop them coming in and out? How do I interview them? It's all I can do is keep feet on the ground.
Oh. Drugs are bad.
Do drugs,
but
yo.
yeah, be a dope. No, I just think, I don't think, like, we're gonna have to get back to this town anyway after we're done, but I don't think, like, we'll have to figure out how we can contribute. Maybe we can talk about it as a team, like how we can make a difference after the mission's complete, if we can, in fact, just gather clues along the way.
If I may, that it's going, even when we get there, it's gonna take me a while to figure out and piece together where Nimriel is. If we can do this simultaneously, and it would probably be better to do it that way, because if we can stop them at the source, it doesn't matter how many ships coming in and out every day bring with them.
The kind of priest watches this exchange and kind of he nods and opens a drawer in his kind of little study and hands Alaeron a small leather pouch. In it is a herb that's quite pungent. You don't really recognize it, although it looks like some other climbing warts that you've encountered before. It doesn't look like a desert herb, and he kind of points at the pouch and he says, "That is peaswort. That is whatever the concoction is that these folks are drinking. That's what it's made from."
So it's a fluid that they have to consume.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That or they're breathing it in.
I see.
He kind of throws his hands up and he says, "That's all I've got. Like, we can't even find where they're taking this stuff. All the first we see of it, they end up in bars. They're stabbing somebody over some drop change."
I'd like to take this with me, if you don't mind.
He shrugs. He says, "No use to me."
Alright, I'll add that to my inventory.
Alright. Yeah, he suggests that if you want to get to Araghest, that there are at least 10 boats a day going that way. Did I disconnect?
Nope, you're here.
Okay. My OBS studio just disconnected from Twitch, which is interesting. But it seems to have reconnected, so yay. Alright. Yeah, Rin, he takes you to one side, and kind of seems to be distracted. He's sort of touching the holy symbol at his throat and stuff, and says, "Look, I can't afford to send any of my own paladins on this mission. We're too busy handling shit here. But if I have any experience in this sort of thing," and he looks a little bit harried by that, he says, "there's a good chance that there are slaves involved. And, well, that goes against what we stand for, doesn't it? So, if you get the chance to investigate, you and your friends, I would be grateful. You can't produce this stuff on this kind of scale without some form of forced labor."
I wonder if it would jeopardize my ability to be good.
Well, so that is an interesting question. I think that if you are freeing slaves from a drug producing cartel, I suspect not. That's liberation and justice, isn't it?
It is.
It's the kind of thing that paladins would generally take on themselves anyway.
But at the same time, it's not only my mission. I mean, I would have to get the consent of, my party.
And he kind of says, of course. That's. I just mean, should you get the chance, I suspect that this goes deeper than just the effects we're seeing in one small fishing town. If you are heading to Araghest, and he taps the vial that he's given you, just stay safe and keep your ears and eyes open. I think that Iomedia is unlikely to have abandoned such a place, but I do suspect she may need a champion.
Understood.
No pressure.
Alright. Oh god, my voice is going. Oh. Alright.
Doesn't Alaeron's family have a warehouse here?
Not here, they have one in Araghest. So
Okay.
once you've made your ship journey, you will be able to find your way to Alaeron's family's warehouse. It does give you a legitimate reason to be in Araghest too, which always helps.
So if I understand too, the boat travels directly up the center of the coast where these battles are going on. Is that right?
There's no battles happening. What will happen is that the ship will travel up the coast and then upriver to the beginning of the dry ravine where Araghest sits. Essentially, you will be traveling through two, or along the edge of two nations' borders. And the two nations are at political unrest. Think raiding parties and border villages. Think problematic diplomatic engagements, tensions, not quite Cold War, but insults traded on both sides. There very likely are privateers on both sides, both inland and on the sea. There's a sort of malcontent between the two nations that doesn't seem to be resolved through any external means. But it's not outright war.
Got it. Everybody ready?
I asked Tormund if he plans on accompanying all the way there.
He looks distinctly uncomfortable. I can get a ship back home from here. If you need me, I will accompany you. But I've done what I set out to do, which is to deliver that letter.
Oh no, I was just asking for. I actually didn't want you to come charging off with us because I'm afraid that Father will note your absence and do something foolish. Perhaps send the entire guard after the both of us. It would be best if you returned home. And I hand him 100 gold out of my purse, and I give him a wink. Take your time.
He nods and claps you on the shoulder, kind of knocking you back a bit, and rubs his hands together, and he says, between you and me, I haven't spent a night in the company of a lady for some time. And he kind of winks and kind of saunters off in the direction of one of the taverns.
Nice, 100 gold. That's pretty
boy.
good.
Yep, he's not gonna be back for a while. Well, he deserves a vacation anyway. He works really hard.
By my math, 100 gold is 1,000 silver and 10,000 copper. That's a lot of fun.
Before you lies the rest of the town of Clearwater, Chasewater rather. It is disgusting. I mean, there are men spitting in the streets. There are women kind of hawking wares at stalls that look like they're not the nice wares. They're the wares that merchants think won't make the journey onward once they've gotten off the ship. And therefore aren't worth packing on the back of the cart or whatever. But you can see kind of several moorings of various different boats and things, and it looks relatively easy to navigate your way through the docklands and find the right sort of ship to take you on to Araghest. It's legitimate business. It doesn't seem as though you would need to hide particularly where you're going and who you are and where you need to get to, but should you wish to do that, that is certainly an option as well.
I think I'm ready to board. Anybody else is ready?
Let's go.
Alright. You let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, just making a couple of notes.
And Kraken.
Wow, you're not even out the dock. Alright, you find a sleek-looking tall ship. The good ship Medesi.
Did you say Medeti?
Medesi, Madesi. Captained by one human woman of around 30 odd. She is clearly very much in control. She's on the dock, kind of shouting orders as things get loaded up into the boat. She's quite prim, quite proper. Clearly been at sea a long time. Clearly used to wearing the captain's hat. But you are reliably informed by the dockmaster that her ship is bound for Araghest in the next day. Rin!
He likes his strong women.
He does. Wow.
So Rin is subby, got it.
She eyes your approach, kind of looking slightly suspicious. But I mean, you don't look suspicious, other than the fact that you have a warg with you. She looks at you and kind of looks down at her clipboard and back at you and just kind of says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
Yes, I love you. I mean, I need a boat. We're looking to travel, and our party would like to. Else, hang on.
I push him out of the way and say, we'd like to book patch to Araghest.
She looks at Rin and like he's clearly a paladin. Like he's all over paladin right now. She looks at him and his kind of reddening cheeks and back at the temple, and she kind of sighs a little. She's a holy mission, is it?
It's personal business.
All right. I don't need to pry. I have no further passenger. Uh, what is the word I'm searching for here? Um,
Bunks.
bunks. Thank you. I was keep saying my brain kept going bays, and I was like, no, goods go in bays. Humans don't. She's like, I have no passenger bunks left. But that said, I can always use strong pairs of hands. She looks once again at the warg and teeth. I guess is that thing trained?
We'll keep him under control. The little man has him under control.
Click is currently trying to get his glove back off the warg. Like Spot's taken the glove and he's like, no, you gotta give it. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it on the floor. Come on, Spot, drop it. She kind of raises one eyebrow at all this, and she's like, I need to leave in an hour. And honestly, I have no bodyguards with this vessel. Can you hold your own in a fight?
Yeah. Yes. We are sufficiently trained for that and have quite a bit of experience.
I like stabbings.
She kind of takes a step back. She's like, okay,
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
I am out of options. I take it you know that there's a good chance the ship will be beset by raiders. I'm going to give you fair warning. If you think you can handle that, then welcome aboard.
Bring it on.
She like waves you onto the boat. She starts like there's a couple of crates kind of being like winched back onto the deck, and she's like, come on, we're gonna miss the tide. And there's like there's a couple of gnomes kind of scurrying around trying to lash things down and stuff. The Modessi is a beautiful ship. It's very sleek. It looks like it was built to cut water very swiftly. You get a sense that maybe actually, do any of you have any naval history at all or experience?
No.
I only have history in Liddy.
This is the one character I've ever played that has no.
Okay, yeah, you don't know what this ship's for. It's pretty though. You're kind of admiring all the mahogany shiny, and the brass bits. Like you don't know what any of the right words are and stuff, and like one of the sailors like, can you like hand me that port side lashing? And you're like, what? Oh, the rope.
Big wheel
Yeah,
thingy,
cool.
right?
Wheel thingy, right? Cool. And stuff like that. So, Woody, get out. Just. Yeah, so it's admiring all the stuff. And before long, kind of the bell's going and the boardwalk is hauled up and the lashings are kind of let loose from the dock, and you feel the boat kind of start to move, and like Wynette's like, get out of the way, go below decks or whatever, but just get out of the way, this is really important. You're kind of shuffled kind of down into the cargo holding area, and you're kind of looking through the portholes as you kind of come away from the dock and stuff. Have any of you travelled on boats before?
No.
Maybe I don't know.
Well, now is the time to decide. Has any of you travelled on boats before?
I have.
Okay. Anybody who hasn't, as the clip hits the broadside wave, and begins to head out to sea, all of you make a Constitution save.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get sick.
Oh, it's probably gonna be me.
Not too bad.
Wait, are we just rolling Constitution?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Bree.
Oh,
Kind of appropriate for me. It fits. So,
Come on, Woody. Let's
excuse
have
me,
it.
I gotta run over to the side of the boat and just.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, Alaeron, you're kind of feeling a little bit queasy. Eslin and Woody are like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. Bree, you last maybe 20 seconds with the rocking motion, and you're like, oh wow, oh no no no, and you barrel through like a group of sailors and just haul out over the side of the boat, and paint it all kinds of different colors. Um, there's a couple of sailors that are looking on, and they move to laugh and then see your face and are like, yeah, bad luck, bad luck, and just kind of like hit your shoulder and kind of walk off. But once that's out of your system, you feel fine. Kind of heading out to sea. It's actually quite beautiful. Like Shakeswater's kind of a gross armpit of the region, but the coastline itself is actually really rather beautiful. And as you kind of head up the coast, you realize you're not really going out to sea, more than you'll just kind of come up a couple of miles to get out of the way of the big cargo liners, and heading up the coast towards the river estuary to get upriver. And the rest of the day passes quite pleasantly. You are largely left to your own devices by the sailors. They kind of get on with their stuff around you. There's another couple of passengers, a young couple, who are on their way to Araghest, on the way through to somewhere else, and have just been married. Once the initial kind of cast off is all completed, Wynette is a very companionable host. She's interested in your kind of exploits and stuff. She enjoyed hearing about the goblins and how you came to be members of the guild and such. Turns out that she is actually a sorry, hang on. My folder is all very well and good if I can actually find the things I'm looking for in it. So she is a national of Novium, which is one of the nations at war, or Cold War really. Novium and Comius. She is a Novium national who got sick of the kind of political tensions and all of the shit that goes with kind of being constantly at threat of war with another nation. And decided to strike it out on her own. So she kind of talks about her homeland quite fondly, though she has kind of all but given up her citizen status because she regularly fights off privateers, even from her own nation, who wish to raid the boats and things. So she does suffer the kind of responses of the nation's tensions. She tells you a little about Araghest. Do you have any questions or anything that she might be able to answer?
What are you transporting? Other than people?
At the moment,
If I may ask.
she's transporting grain at the moment. It's a highly uninteresting cargo, but it's quite profitable since the desert cities have no farmland. So at the moment, she's basically about to deliver an entire cargo hold of wheat. But she knows.
How long have you been delivering? How long have you been delivering grain? You seem like a woman of great confidence.
She found this niche 4 years ago. She used to transport much perceivably higher value goods, things out of Araghest, things like perfumes and spices, up the coast to places where they wouldn't grow, but realised that actually there was a lot more money to be had in bringing Araghest the things that it couldn't get, rather than things that other nations could get from Araghest. And so she's one of the few ships that regularly transport to Araghest rather than out of it. But she sort of considers Araghest her home, really, in many ways. So she knows a lot about the city itself.
Do you know Alaeron's family?
She doesn't know very many of the smaller merchants' families. She kind of has her contacts in specific trades. Alaeron's family don't deal in any one good particularly. They're more like brokers. So she doesn't know them. She doesn't have any dealings with them. But she seems nice enough. The first night on the boat, you don't need to worry about watch or anything, because the sailors take care of that themselves. But you pass a bluff past which it's impossible to see land anymore. You have to, the coastline gets quite rocky, so you head out to sea a little bit more. And it's at this point that the sailors are all a little bit more kind of sailory, rather than just kind of on a jaunt up the coastline. They all kind of look a little bit more serious when they're pulling rigging and stuff, and trying to make sure that the boat stays on course and stuff like that. But the night itself passes relatively easily and quietly, until the early hours of the morning, when you are woken by screaming.
Male or female?
Female.
Let's go.
It's not me, I swear.
I grab my sword and I go and run towards the screams.
Okay, so you head up deck, and you are treated to an interesting sight. The woman of the couple that are also travelling on the boat is wrapped in a swirling, almost glutinous, whip-like structure that is half on, half off the boat. Kind of, there's a couple of sailors pointing rapiers at this thing. The husband is out cold, fainted on the deck. Wynette is kind of holding her rapier out and is holding off two other entities. Roll Knowledge Arcana if you have it. You do. That you immediately recognize as water elementals. They are wild magic creatures, often enslaved to, or sometimes under contract to, wizards as familiars or servants. They are vaguely humanoid in shape, but seem really only to be reacting to the shape of the creatures on the ship, rather than because that's the form they choose. The one that's holding onto the woman is currently just basically a snake. Here we go. Da-da-da.
Map change.
Sea change, woo! There is off to one side of the ship. There is a whirlpool, an unnatural whirlpool. That sorry, this one's on the deck. That appears to be where they've come from, and they are currently laying siege to the ship itself. I need to get your your tokens. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Why is that so hard?
Hope you can swim, Al. I can.
I had a big bath. Does that count as swimming?
Ah, there you are. You are on the boat, in fact. Sorry. You're at the back here. There we go. Would you please roll initiative?
I rolled a 20, but I don't have a token, so it didn't put me in the turn order.
You do have a token. I'm seeing it. I'd turn 20.
I do not.
Interesting. Do you not see it?
Nope.
It's there.
I see him.
Yeah, it's just a blank square from.
How strange. Give it a moment. Maybe it will.
I will exit and re-enter.
Alright.
Just reload it.
Okay. 2012. Alright, I think that's everybody. Whew. Right, Eslin, you are first.
I know, which is amazing. We're gonna see how bad this crossbow is.
Oh, it's gonna be luckier though.
Oh, it's gonna be lovely. Please hold. I told you. I don't think I'm meant to have crossbows.
No ranged attack for you. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Do you want to move? Have you a desire to?
Just did.
Okay. Alaeron.
I still can't see my.
Alright, I'm gonna
But
delete
if
you.
you could move it,
If I move
you said
you,
I was like here.
yeah, can you see me move you?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna delete that and add you again.
I'm gonna have to actually exit again. Character sheet isn't opening.
Oh man,
Roll 20 is being a dick.
totes. Try reloading. We'll wait.
Okay.
It's you're on a boat and it doesn't have Wi-Fi. I guess
Say that again.
it's because he's on a boat and we don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Oh dear. Now everything's just blank.
Just give it a minute.
Okay.
You could. Did you? Is that you logging out and back in again?
Yeah.
Mm.
Um. Can you see my like attacks? As a GM, can you see like my things?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not seeing anything recently. Oh, what you mean in your character sheet?
Yeah.
Let's see. Looks like it, yeah.
Would it be possible for you to like fire my crossbow at the nearest enemy for now, so we can continue on
Yeah, let me
while I
just
try to get this to load?
yeah, let me just assign you this token again. Hang on.
Thank you.
Alright, let's add you a turn. You were 20. Alright. I'm gonna move you to the side of the ship up here. Can you?
Oh, there we go. Now I can see things.
Can you? Okay, that's good. Can you open your character sheet?
I can.
Dun dun dun. Alright, I moved you to the side of the ship.
Okay. I will shoot my crossbow at this one because he's still in the water, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'll shoot at that one.
Okay.
Pew.
Pew pew pew. Nice. That'll do it. See, he is -8. Right, you hear a really kind of like it feels really strange. Like you see the arrow pass almost like through water, but it's like shooting into jelly.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a very odd experience. Okay, this one is gonna rear up, like he's gonna on a kind of a whirlpool of water, and land on the deck up here. Water's kind of streaming between him and the sea. And then dun, 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 he is going to slam into Eslin, I think. Just another movement here. That is... Where are we? Slam. Ooh, +7. Oh man. I think... don't think that hits. It does not hit. That's really upsetting. Bree, it's your go. Should you be back with us? Nice. Very nice. Confirmed critical as well. Didn't need the flanking bonus. Bloody hell. -14. Because of course. Alright, Wynette is going to come down here and attempt to stab the thing. And fail. This one is going to come out of the water. And let's see. It's going to try and slam Alaeron. Wow, even with a +7, these guys are shit. Rin, it's your go.
Well, can I get the one on the edge from where I'm at?
Yep. It's in reach.
How about this? I'm going to attack the one, and then when I move away, I know we might get an attack of opportunity, but then I'll move toward the lower one.
Okay. Remember this one here is still holding on to the woman.
One's holding action or what?
It's not moved yet. This one here.
Okay. Let me use the wolf sword on this one.
Okay.
Ah.
Nice.
Nice. Wow. Alright, well it hits, so you don't... The second confirmation doesn't hit, but it's still 10 damage. Nice. Click. This one here has grappled the woman, is going to try and pull her over the side, which is going to take a strength check. She manages to struggle and stay on deck. Click is going to loose an arrow at the nearest one to him. He says. No. That's a critical failure. Alright. Esselin, you're back.
Alright, well, since the dude's in front of me, it's gonna be scimitar time. No, it's not. I just flailed.
You're a bit freaked out by fighting what is essentially water. Alaeron.
I will hit the one right in front of me with my new rapier.
Okay.
Everybody's
Boop.
breaking out their new weapons.
That hits though. -7. That's cool.
Poke. Poke and jelly.
Poke and jelly. This dude is going to... could he create a whirlpool above water? I don't think so. Dun, 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 dun. No. He's going to try and slam again. He's going to try and slam Esselin. Wow, these elementals are absolute shit.
Yeah, that doesn't hit my AC either.
Nope.
I flail at it, it flails at me, we're having a flailing party.
Wet noodle fight.
Bree. Oh, somebody once said to me what was it they said the other day? I can't remember what they were trying to do. Trying to thread something. And I said, well, was it easy? And they went, no, it was like trying to get a wet noodle up a cat's arse. And I just couldn't stop laughing. What do you want to do, Doki?
I attacked.
Okay.
I rolled.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. -6. Nice. Alright. Gonna attack again with her sword. Oh my goodness. I might as well not be playing today. This guy on the edge here is gonna try and grapple Alaeron. What's your CMD, Zone?
My combat maneuver defense is 19.
Okay, CMB is +7. Alright. Yeah! Awesome. Alright. It wraps around you like a horrible jelly noodle. And it's freezing cold. But it pins your arms to your side. And you can feel its body creeping up towards your head.
I need an adult!
Rin!
Ew. What do I do here? Do I chop at the jelly man?
Kill it.
Right, I'm gonna go after it. I'm gonna Tabuji this guy.
Alright. Nice.
2 crits in 2 attacks. That's pretty cool.
Awesome. -6. 31! There you go, that's it. It collapses in a big jelly puddle on the floor. at Alaeron's feet. Alaeron, meanwhile, is soaked through to the bone.
Welcome to the jam. Sorry.
Why won't it die? Delete. Delete. There we go. Alright. Where was I? This one. This one is going to make another strength check. Rin is hit by a lightning bolt for 2 damage. 16. 16, yeah, that's fine. This one pulls the woman off the boat.
Shit.
She is now in the drink with him.
Oh shit!
Eslin, you are up again.
Again, I'm going to try the scimitar.
Even
If
fake
I
dice don't
can't-
like you. Go on, you can do it.
And yeah.
Is that a hit? I don't think that's a hit either. Hang on. No, it's not. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna move away now.
Alaeron.
The lady doesn't have a token, right?
No, she's just with the...
She's just there?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I just realized, do I get flanking bonus because Breedy's right behind him?
Yeah, it's still not a hit.
Okay, never mind.
Can I make a really quick perception check to see if there's any loose ropes around?
Sure. Yeah, there's plenty hanging off the sides, the lashings for the docking of the boat and stuff.
Alright, I'm gonna grab one that's tied off,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna dive in the water and grab the nice lady.
Okay.
Damn.
Make a acrobatics check.
Oh no!
You
I am
are
not doing that.
definitely in the water. You no longer have the rope, however. You are just in the water.
Hope you
Did
can
I
swim.
did I get to the point where I was going to go?
That's where you ended up. I don't know if that's where you wanted to
Okay.
go.
I'm just gonna call out, "I'm coming, nice lady!"
This guy is gonna try and slam Bree, but since it's not made a single attack yet successfully, it's just gonna carry on in that vein, really. That's great. Bree, it's your go.
It's just windmilling its arms.
Yeah, it's a distraction technique.
Splash, 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 splash.
It's making everything very wet. That's basically it. Bree, it's your go.
I rolled.
Oh God! It
Attack.
just takes its time. All right. Yes, that's a successful hit. Well done, and it is dead. How would you like this to go?
As I slash it, he just erupts into this puddle and just splashes everywhere. That's it.
All right, you have one very wet puddle. She's gonna come over here to see to this guy who has fainted. Ren, it is your go.
Left the guy in the water?
Hmm?
In the water? Left the girl in the water?
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna give her a token.
There's the elemental in the water that has the girl.
Yeah.
And Al, who face planted and belly flopped.
Can I move to the edge of the boat and attack?
Hang on, I'm trying to give her a token. It's not. It doesn't like it.
I see two ladies now.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. Let's get rid of that one. We don't need to. She is in the water with the dude. Sorry.
Can I? Okay, can I attack the one without leaving? Because I only have I don't have a ranged weapon.
Well, he is like 20 feet down in the water, down the side of the ship.
So I'd have to get in the water and then attack from there.
You would.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Or throw
what?
Al the rope. Or
Well,
throw
Alaeron, do you
Al
want a
the
rope?
He lost his.
Do I need to? What do I need to send him a
You
rope?
could just spend your action sending her a rope. That's fine. There's lots tied off on the side of the ship.
Here's my rope sound effect.
Beautiful.
It's wonderful. Okay, cool. Alaeron, if you make a dexterity check on your go, then we'll see if you manage to catch it.
On my go. Okay.
Yep. Oh my god, Rin, are you even...
It's that first one. I was waiting for the lightning. I sent that a few minutes ago.
I think you're losing hit points.
I know.
Take 1 point of damage.
Jeez.
Right, let's see. This guy is gonna make another strength check. To see if he can drag the woman towards the whirlpool. Yeah, he gets a little bit closer. Not far, but... Eslin, it's your go.
And I'm trying to figure out what to do because the elemental's actually in the water, right?
You are... Yeah, they are 20 feet down from the deck of the ship to the water. None of them are on the ship anymore. The one that's left is in the water, and you're still on the deck.
Did Click go, or are we just not playing him?
Oh, well, Click can go. He's
just curious. Because he has a bow. That's
he does have a
why.
bow. Let me just make a quick roll on Click.
Yeah, because that's what's going to crossbow and fail because I'm not getting in the water.
I can't swim.
Dun, 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 dun. Come on, open the character sheet. Wow, Roll20 is so slow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's a great resource, but technology is great until it's not anymore.
Yeah, a lot of problems tonight.
Ugh. Alright, I'm just gonna roll a d20 for him. And see if he... 15 hits. I think it's a d8. Six. Okay, sorry. Eslin, you'll go.
Gonna
He's grappled.
Moving on.
He's grappled, so he takes a minus. I think that's a hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's touch. Yeah.
Yay!
No.
You did it.
Tokens on top of tokens is not easy. No, I went the other one. Just move the whirlpool out of the way. Ew. Wow. Oh my god, roll 20. Go away. Right. This should now be minus 15. Okay. Okay. Right. Alaeron. You're in the water. Yep, you catch the rope. Woo!
Alright, I want to swim over to the nice lady.
What's your swim speed?
I don't know. I've got it as a skill. Let me
Yeah.
check my movement.
Yeah, your movement should. I think it's 20. It's not as fast as walking.
It's actually, it doesn't have a value. I'll just put a 20 in there.
Unless you have some other thing that affects, like your racial bonus that affects your swim. It should be 20, I think.
No, I just got the skill for swimming.
Yeah, I may make you make a swim check in a minute, but let's see what you want to do.
Move. I'll go max movement, which takes me right next to him.
Mhm.
And I will try to wrestle the lady out of the grasp of the water elemental.
Alright, make a strength check then.
Strength check. Boom.
You manage to get her head above water, which is a bonus, but not. You don't manage to release her. However, they have stopped moving. Bree, it's your go.
I'm thinking. I want to move and then use magic missile.
Nice. Okay. Yep.
Man, I thought it rolled.
They automatically hit, right? It's just a matter of you rolling the damage.
It's coming.
That's right. You just firing one missile?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Pew.
Pew.
Bunk.
That's cool. Okay. She is gonna come and climb the rigging, so she is above. That's her whole movement though. She's gonna action. Use her full round to move. Rin?
I'm gonna hold my action if that's okay. I don't think there's anything I can do from here.
Sure. This thing is gonna
Water.
make another strength check to see if it can pull her towards the whirlpool, but it's got to do it at disadvantage because now Alaeron, and so it fails. Eslin, you'll go again.
Crossbow!
What was that? Crossbow.
I'm throwing my crossbow. Sorry, I'm on the other side of my bed now.
Okay. Yeah.
There.
I think that might be too low, even with even grappled. Alaeron, you are currently entwined in this weird situation in the water. What do you wish to do?
I would like to try to tie the rope around the lady, like around her waist, so it's
She's
gonna have a.
currently wrapped in the
Oh,
elemental.
she's wrapped in the elemental.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. Then I'll just keep trying to like pull her free.
Alright then. Make another strength check. Yeah, that's fine. You are now holding a woman. And she is free of the elemental. Make a swim check now. Nice. Yeah, that's fine.
I am Michael Phelps.
You can
Okay.
make a movement now. That's fine.
Can I get back up on the deck with the
No.
lady,
You can
or
get back
no?
to the ship's side, but you can't make it back up on deck. Not in 6 seconds.
All right, then I will move. Do I still get full swim speed with the lady?
Yeah, with a critical success, sure.
Okay, hang on. It's really hard to see the squares.
Use the ruler if it's easier.
All right, I'll. There. That's 4 squares.
Alright. Have a lady on your face. Bree.
Just sounded funny. I'm gonna do another magic missile because that's all I can do from here.
That's fine. Roll your damage. Alright. She's gonna dive into the water from where she is and make an attack with her rapier. Which does not work at all. She also has to make swim check. She's fine. Alright, Rin.
This is the boat captain that's doing it?
Yep.
Can I jump in the water with her?
Yes, you can.
Or you
Like
know,
to-
you could help your teammate and the lady get off the boat, but
You mean what?
Just
I
saying.
mean, the last enemy's off in the water, right?
Sure.
Gotta jump in the water and help everybody.
Okay.
God. Boys.
Your movement will take you to her. That's fine. Make a swim check though to make sure that you make the. Yeah, you're flailing badly. This thing is gonna try and grapple the captain. But fails. She's too good a swimmer. Eslin.
And click and click and click. I keep forgetting click.
Oh, click. Sorry. It's because his character sheet won't open. It's not a hit anyway.
Mine won't be
Yeah.
either, but I'm still gonna try.
Well, now you get flanking because Rin's next to it and so's the captain.
Yay! I forget, what do I do for flanking? What do I add to it?
Just 2 to the roll to hit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
Nice.
11.
Finally!
In fact, that's it. It's dead.
Dun, dun,
Yay! Arrow to the head and 2 sets of finally! She throws her crossbow down.
Everyone looks at her. Eslin's like, sorry. Just, combat is over. Alaeron, could you make a strength check to see if you can get this woman out the water with the rope? Meanwhile, Rin is drowning.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you're not getting off on the boat.
As the last elemental dies, the whirlwind closes and becomes calm again. You're struggling to get her off, up the rope. She's pretty much a dead weight.
Let's all go help.
Alright, that's fine. You managed to haul her up.
Alright, I'm gonna go get Rin.
I don't need your guys' help. I climbed up by myself.
Esmond's gonna be like, "Are you sure about that?" I was like, "Want to play? Kick him back in the water."
You smack
Keep
him
in
on the back.
Keeping my head above water.
Not for long.
Meanwhile, a kraken. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Just like out of the depths, playing the music from Pirates of the Caribbean, just kicks him away.
and
Off the Kraken, good times.
Rin was never seen again.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't take him down in the whirlpool.
No. Yeah, so, cool. The woman is kind of coughing and spluttering, and the captain manages to rouse the husband. And they're both very grateful. In fact, the woman gives you a pendant from around her neck. It's a silver flower that her father gave her. The woman that Alaeron saved is married to the young man who fainted on the deck. Not the captain. She's not married.
Yeah, I think I got confused at the beginning. All I heard was screaming, and I woke up in a daze. The captain in all this? She over there?
She's like she's here.
Yeah,
Stand by her
Yeah.
of course.
heroically. Yeah, she gives you a silver rose pendant that her father gave her. It's probably worth about 70 gold. Alaeron, that's yours.
I give it back.
Aw.
I don't. You keep it.
She's very enamored of you. In fact, doesn't seem to have paid very much attention to her new husband.
Oh boy.
Well, he fainted.
Yeah, since he woke up. Yeah, she doesn't really seem.
Nobody tell her I face planted.
In fact, for the next couple of days, like she follows you around like a puppy, like constantly asking like how you are, like when you come up on deck in the mornings, or like anytime you've been away or whatever. She's like, oh Alaeron, hi. And like her husband is like, hi, how you doing? How's it going?
Oh boy.
And I think there is a good time to leave it before we reach Araghest, on a ship adrift on its way, having saved a young couple, sort of. And we will return to our voyage next game.
Whoa!
Sounds good.
Although I think Rin is maybe wooing Bree in a way that Bree maybe doesn't want to be wooed right now.
We're reenacting movie scenes.
We are.
What's a
Is
movie?
this the Titanic? Is he gonna
Yes.
fall into the water and die?
There's no room on the door for two. Go away.
Yeah, so the weekend after next. Well, so for the next 2 weekends, I'm not around. Because Easter Sunday next weekend, and the weekend after that is my engagement party. So we could go off schedule and do the 30th, or we could wait until the next one, which is the 7th of May.
I think the 30th should be fine in 2 weeks. After
I'm
3 weeks.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Either
open
way,
whichever day.
yeah, I'm good.
So if I move that to the 30th, we'll that's fine. That's fine by me. We can do 2 weeks in a row, or we can change the schedule. We'll sort of cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, I just won't be here the 14th because I will be in Florida and incapacitated. So
Well, so that's a good a time as any to raise this, but so if we do the 30th and the 7th, that's fine. The 14th, Ali's not here, that's fine. The week after that is the like 4 days after my surgery. So I I mean we
We'll,
can
we'll
try and
skip it.
play, but what you'll get is me asleep on morphine. So
you'll be high on morphine, trying to DM and
yeah,
giggling.
exactly. I'll be like, yeah, whatever, sure. That looks like a hit to me. So yeah, that's not really. Yeah, 2 sessions in a row and then 2 weeks off. It's fine, and then I'll probably be recovered. We'll have to cover the next session after the 7th of May by ear, because yeah, I don't know how my recovery is gonna go, so we'll have to kind of play that by ear.
No problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have all of our support.
Yeah. Can I have cuddles too?
Yes.
I'm gonna be so pathetic. So pathetic. I'm awful after surgery. Right. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Always fun.
Thank you.
You.
Always fun.